How do I zoom in? Let me zoom in, TikTok. This is crazy. Maybe it won't work this way. Okay. As long as I'm in the frame, let's get over this way. Hi! Oh, let me get my microphone. My non-existent, the microphone doesn't even fucking work. Or it does work, but I don't have anything to plug it into my phone with. So, that's that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the vibe. How are we doing this? Or no, I fucked up my setup. Ah, help! What have I done? Shit. All right, let's fix this. Cause I've broken the fuck out of this tripod. Can I like not zoom in? Oh, I can't. Can you see me? Can you guys see me? No, you can't. All right, boom. Hi. Okay. Let me know. Can you see my head? See my head? I can't see. I'm trying to get it to where I'm just looking in the mirror at you guys. At you guys. At you guys. At you guys. But I can't see if you can see the top of my head. Can you see the top of my head? Yes or no? I think I'm gonna try this format, going live just whenever. I need to go live every day, actually. That's the key to growing your TikTok, is going live every day. Or that's what I've learned. Can someone tell me if you can see the top? That's what I've learned. Can someone tell me if you can see the top of my head? I can't see if I'm leaning down, because of course you can see the top of my head if I'm leaning down. But if I'm sitting up, I don't think so. No one's answering me, so I'm just gonna make adjustments accordingly. This is hard. Being a social media person without lots of tools is hard. But currently I'm going through a rough patch in my life. And apparently this is just what 23 looks like. Like just a bunch of tumult, a lot of shedding, a lot of processing, a lot of, like reckoning with self. And I'm not scared, but I'm a little bit scared because, okay, scared is not the word. I am already shook, and I've only been 23 for like 2 weeks. I've only been 23 for 2 weeks. And I'm already like, I went on a date the other day and I just felt so unmoored. Like I felt actively dissociated. Like I want to be fully present right now. Like I'm, oh, the hearts. Oh, that's better. I bet you can see the top of my head now. Anyway, how do you do is TikTok registering my heart? It doesn't matter. I'm having a rough time, period. I'm having a rough time. And I'm really trying to, like, I had not an idea, but I had like a download a couple days ago that like, or actually a couple weeks ago, like, you've gotten caught back up in how other people are perceiving you, that you have forgotten how to just be you. And it's like sure, it's like it's not like it's been anything drastic or anything like ridiculously negative that's happened, but your quality of life has decreased because you started pouring your focus into your perception rather than your experience. And I need you to tap back into choosing your experience. And that means making yourself uncomfortable on purpose. That means getting out the fucking house. Get out the house. Go outside. Take a walk. Because I've been manifesting having stable housing for months. I've been manifesting having lots of money for months. And I just had a thought while I was in the kitchen, like literally I just got like $600-700 from the end of December, or actually no, from the beginning of the year, the week of my birthday. I got more money than I knew what to do with. And so I didn't waste it. I spent it. I circulated it, choosing to reframe my language, but I recirculated it, and in doing so, I feel like I may have placed it in places in which the return was much less than it could have been if I had placed it somewhere else. And so it's like, yeah, you've been manifesting, and also I've been house sitting for like all from July, August. How long have I been? I've been house sitting for a while. So like almost all of the end of the year, August, September. Was it August and September? When did I start house sitting for real? Yeah, September, October, November, December, January, housed. Damn near didn't have to pay no money for nothing. Didn't have to pay no bills except for my phone bills. Didn't really have to buy groceries. Like, for the most part, all of my basic necessities were met, but I was not meeting my emotional, spiritual, basic necessities. I'm just going to check on the camera real quick. Tapping in, like the live if you like the live. I'm not really paying attention to y'all. I'm not really paying attention. I'm just people who don't expect me to pay bills. I have a bed to sleep in. I have people who don't expect me to pay bills. I have a bed to sleep in. I have a place to shower. I have a place to brush my teeth and wash my face and create content. I have a place to create content. I have Wi-Fi. I have all these things. But in the convenience of all these things, I'm forgetting that I need to inconvenience myself to continue. Most create my art for myself. I don't create it for you. I don't create it for them. I don't create it for anyone but myself. I create for the sole purpose of expression. It's so necessary, or else I become repressed. So all I have to say, I've had all of the tools and resources necessary to create, and yet I've had trouble inconveniencing myself enough to make the art. I have literally a trunk full, like a big luggage bag full of creative tools, papers, pens, glue, markers, stamps. I have so much that I'm not using because I'm not inconveniencing myself enough. I'm scrolling on TikTok. I'm scrolling on Instagram. I'm on my phone, on the internet. I'm not going outside to walk. I'm not going to sit with the trees. And it's like, girl, get it together. Get it together. Because you want this life. You've been manifesting this life. And now that you've got it, you don't know what to do with it. Like I was saying earlier, I got $700. I didn't know what to do with it. I couldn't just let it sit until I knew what to do with it. I had to spend it. I had to get it out of my hands. And now it's like, okay, you're manifesting this money, but you also need to be manifesting the wisdom to steward over it, do with it, allowing it to just sit in your pocket and not burn a hole through it, you know? And so it's like, okay, what is my purpose? Also, who am I serving when I'm spending my money? Who am I serving when I'm creating these videos? Who am I serving when I'm singing, when I'm playing guitar? Who am I serving when I'm eating? Hell, when I'm drinking? Who I'm singing when I'm playing guitar? Who am I serving when I'm eating? Hell, when I'm drinking? Who am I in service of? Because that was a big part of what I learned in 2023 of like, you need to get real clear on who you're in service of before you start being in service. Like, I remember Josh and EC, they made a video about Cain and Abel. They were doing like Bible series. They're still doing it. And I'm not a Christian, but the lessons and parables and stories in the Bible, I still are not in the religious context, but they are the morals placed in those stories are applicable to even the most secular of lives, like not allowing jealousy to rule your heart, being cognizant again of they said this thing about like we're all in service to something, we're all slaves to something. Now, I don't like to use that language, but like we are all in service of something. We are all serving someone with our actions, with our thoughts, with our beliefs, with our habits. And you can either choose to be in service of love. In their context, they use God. But for me, it's love. Am I in service of love to myself first and foremost? In love. But it is the ultimate, act of love to be alive. To be like, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't consent to this life. But I hold on, let me backtrack. We're not going there. Anyway, the point is, I have to commit myself to be in service of spirit, to be in service of love, to be in service of truth and honor, of courage. That's what I choose to be in service of. So if that's what I say, that's what I choose to be in service of. So if that's what I say, if that's what I proclaim, that's who I'm in service of. How do I show up in that every day? How do I show up in that for myself? Like today, this morning, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a fast. I did not fast. Not at all. I done had so many processed, refined sugars, bread and snacks and and I don't even want it, but I think it's literally the self-sabotaging in me that's like, oh, you said you're gonna do this, actually no, you're not. And it's so easy to not be in service of who I want to be in service of. I've got to start inconveniencing that impish desire to satiate that instant gratification. Not even instant gratification, because I'm not even gratified as I'm eating it. Like, I'm thinking of, like, I ate gummies and a chocolate snack bar today, and I'm like, this wasn't even good. Like, it wasn't even that good. I just want, like, I'm feeling a lot, and the only way I'm reverting to the old everything but what my body needs, instead of creating, expressing. Like last night I wrote like hella poems about I've been turning a blind eye to the pain of my inner child. Like, you know, last year or year before, I made a really big deal about paying attention to your inner child and tapping into the joy of your inner child. Whole time, little Miss Thing is sad. She is hurt. She's been ignored. Like, yes, there is a part of me that was joyful and creative and all that, but also there's a part of her that was sexually assaulted and ignored and abused and emotionally neglected. And she needs attention too. She needs her story told too. She needs acknowledgement too. And I haven't been doing that. And I think that's part of why I've been regressing into patterns of overconsumption and not being in service of spirit and spirit of love. It's because there's a piece of me that really needs love, that's dark and ugly and wounded and scarred, that really needs attention, but I haven't been giving her attention like she deserves. She needs attention, but I haven't been giving her attention like she deserves. And so yeah, it's been really hard for me to tap in and to truly be in service when I'm not giving all of me all the attention that it needs. And that's hard. That's a hard way to live. And yeah, sure, all my needs are met. Like on paper, all my needs are met. I have housing. I have food. I have community. But what I'm missing is some fucking emotional relief. I am feeling so stagnant. I'm feeling turbulent inside, and there's been no outward expression, and I don't know how to deal with that. Or I do know how to deal with it, but I haven't been dealing with it appropriately, and it's wreaking havoc. It's wreaking it's causing real life consequences. Anyway, it's rough out here. It's rough out here, and simultaneously, it is rough, but I also have faith that this turbulence is not indicative of the entirety of the ride for me. Like, I understand, I see it, I feel it, I'm with it, I'm here. I can't do anything to change it right now because that's just the phase of life of my time that I'm in right now. However, I also recognize that there are things that I can do that makes the de-escalation that makes the return from the turbulence less intense. There are things that I can do that, while I'm in this turbulent period, can make my transition as smooth as possible. Doesn't mean it will be perfectly smooth, but I can make it smoother by choosing to take a fucking walk, to drink some goddamn water, to take a shower at least once a day, you know? Like, things that are entirely within my control within a time period where everything feels out of my control. And what a luxury it is that I even have these access to these things. Because again, a year and some change ago, I did not have access to these things. I was manifesting access to a shower every day. I was manifesting access to a kitchen, to internet, so I could create on my own schedule. I was manifesting these things, and now I have them. So it's like, okay, you've got to use them. You've got to use the resources and tools that are available to you. This is how you grow, This is how you become all that you want to become. And the discomfort of having to inconvenience yourself to use the tools and resources you have is much preferable than the discomfort of not having them and wishing for them, Again, I was wishing for more money than I knew what to do with. Actually, I wanted the money, but I thought I knew what I wanted to do with it. But the money that I got wasn't enough to do what I wanted to do, so I didn't know what to do with it. But it's like, okay, wait, wait until you know what to do with it instead of just spending it. So then